G'day guys, it's Calvin from the Cartoon Company down under in New Zealand. It's a lovely day here, and Hayden has arrived again for round 2. We stripped the first engine a little while ago and he assessed it, and he's made some decisions on that particular block. Hayden, tell us about your first engine.
Well, we took it apart. It was a bit sketchy to start with, and dug a little bit deeper, and it was a bit worn on the old cylinder linings, and it wasn't really worth saving. So, made the decision, get another block.
What he was saying was the block was beyond repair. The block was fucked. Bad. Universal language. So, we've got another one. I scratched around, I pulled some favours, and I've brought another block back for him. So let's go see what we can find. Let's get it on an engine stand. And round 2, pull another one apart. We got the big lifting gear. Well, because we've got a big guy on the thing to be lifted, on the pallet to be lifted, don't we? He ain't no featherweight. And hopefully round 2 will be more successful. So this block apparently came out of a Hilux and apparently was fumey. So it was swapped out. Interesting. Different block drains. Tell a lot of them. See the knock sensors?
Yeah.
The round plug, really early knock sensors. And dipstick through the head.
Yeah, mine's got that.
Yours got a dipstick through the head?
Yep.
So yours is an early engine as well?
Yep. Same as the boat.
131 Crown engines.
Yep.
That's what that is. And it would normally have Toyota written on that, on there. Hayden has added a second 1UZ powered vehicle to his fleet. He's bought a jet boat. I think he sent me some pictures. I'll see if I can find some pictures of it. But it's pretty cool too, so 2 in the flock. He might be breeding the same obsession that I've got, building up 1UZs. We repowered the barra. Okay, got a plan?
Yeah, kind of.
I think you undo the bolts and I'll watch.
Yeah.
No, actually. I want to look at scissor gears. There's a guy who's commented that he's stuffed up his VVTi scissor gears, so we'll pay attention to scissor gears on this. I'm going to get the vacuum cleaner. You're getting the tappet covers off, that front cover. We'll get some stuff coming off it.
Do you want to roll it over? Have you rolled it over at all?
I think we'll start at this height. We'll do the top end first, heads off.
No, just like roll it over manually. Or...
Oh, you mean turn it over?
Yeah.
Turn it over.
Yeah.
Rotate it. Rotate the engine assembly.
It's just got a fair bit of crack in the...
I was going to get the vacuum cleaner. Yeah, fair bit of crap compared to the last one that was full of rust.
Yeah, well...
Now this is like spotless.
Yeah.
I'll get a crank nut then and a big washer for the front. We can rotate it, but I want to vacuum it.
First, yeah.
Single guy. I even have to help him get a box.
Oh my god.
One day you'll work out how to get boxes on your own. Hayden just commented that it's a lot cleaner on the right hand side than it is on the left hand side. And that's because your engine breather comes into this side here on the right, and as it breathes through, the fumes are extracted from the PCV valve on the left hand side. You can see these gaskets here completely fell to pieces. They were just rotten and horrible. We're going to have a chat about the scissor gears. So these gears, well, the front is different to the back and it's spring loaded against each other. I wonder if I can actually move it. I don't think I can. So normally we grab the spanner, we put about 15mm long, well, a 6mm bolt into the scissor gear and lock it up. And that one is possibly outside my range. The actual proper hole is down the bottom, which may actually work for us. So if I get a paint pen, if I run a paint pen along here like this, and so that one's lined up.
Yep.
If I do the same on this side, and then if I leave the nut out of this side, leave the bolt out, the scissor gear will go ping as we are disassembling it, and we can show the difference between the two of them, eh? Hey, and guess what? The front pulley for the cam belt just slides off on this one.
Oh wow!
You don't have to cut it.
Where did you cut it?
If parking a ute that far away is for exercise, maybe you should do it more often. So mine's ready to come out. Oh, got to take the front one off, eh? Just a hint. These cams have actually, that's magic. Didn't even need to undo those bolts off that cover. The one was all loose and behind here. Someone had taken the bolts out.
Oh yeah.
So these have got markings on them. L3.
Yep.
And this is L2. Oh no, this is L4, sorry. And so there should be R1, R2, L3, L4.
Do you have a little ball peen?
Yeah, that was, I must have loosened today.
Oh yeah, sweet.
Now watch, be careful because this cam is going to go ping.
Yep.
I've got the bolt for the head studs there. Got the 14 single hex. Watching this cam. Here it goes. Look at it moving. Chung! There you go.
Whole tooth.
Yeah, so it moves the tooth.
Yep.
And that's always trying to preload it.
Yeah. So there's no backlash or anything.
Yeah, so if you don't lock it up, it does that, and then you put it back in, and it sits in here, and it goes chugga 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 like this.
Yeah. So there's no preload on it.
So there's no, so it's got backlash.
Yeah.
And it'll chatter like buggery. Neat, hey? Right, that's cool. So the one that I locked stayed together. The one that I didn't lock moved a tooth. I'll put it in the vise in a minute. While you're putting head studs,
Yep.
I'm going to put this one in the vise.
Yep.
And I'll rotate it, show how to rotate it. And I'll try not to knock all the cam caps off, eh? The scissor actually moves a long way. I can actually move one, two, 3 teeth away.
Right.
Yeah, mate. Long way, eh? So we just, oh. Here we go, and we pop the nut in. Oh, bolt. Sorry, it's a bolt, isn't it? Ready to reassemble. So if you don't lock your scissors, that's what happens. Very, very easy. This is a really early one with the bracket behind for the alternator as well. They don't always have that bracket.
You can, yep.
Did you undo those bolts? A good one. Pretty sure it was the split pin that was stopping it from moving. It's amazing, eh?
Was that sitting in the cylinder?
Yeah, that's why I stopped turning it over, because something had fallen down it, just from sitting in the shed.
Yep.
But it's not rusty. In fact, it looks lovely in here. Right. Oh, this block's much better than the last one, man. Woo, look at that. That's good.
Oh, fuck yeah. You're going to pull the crank out?
Yeah, well, we're probably going to need to pull the crank out again, eh? You know, to put bearings in it. It makes it much easier if your crank's out. Oh, there's that one.
Oh.
Oh, no.
Oh, good one. Just get a bigger bar, it'll come off.
It's the big long one that you couldn't... There you go, now it'll come off.
The big long one.
I'm not sure you know anything about getting things off. You good? See this O-ring in here? They go hard as rocks, eh?
Oh, the one up for the top ball gallery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What we probably should have done is taken the back cover off before we put it on the engine stand. That would have been thinking, eh?
Might want to go the other way. All of that didn't
Well, we
go,
got all the water out of it.
all of that didn't go in the fucking...
1, 3, 5, 0. See this cover on the side?
Ooh.
See, it's all got corrosion and antifreeze all through the silicon.
Look at that, just run a bloody bearing.
Oh fuck, it's run a bearing. Fuck, what's that other crank like?
I think that other crank's all good, apart from the nick that's in the front of it.
The nick should be fine. Oh, this one's got a fuck crank. There's the problem. That's why it came out. It wasn't fumey, it was knocky.
It was knocky. Nice.
Knocky. Isn't that like an Italian pasta?
Yeah.
Was the cap okay?
The cap?
They're actually spun the bearings. The two bearings are here.
Yeah.
They just spun together.
Yeah, just spun together, yeah. The cap.
Oh, it might be fucked as well.
Yeah.
We should have a rod off the other one though.
Yep.
Between the two of them.
We should have one kind of average one.
But the crank, it was just that nick in the front. The rest of the crank was actually okay.
Yeah, I think so, yeah. Or
Cranks are getting harder to find because all the stock car boys have used them all up.
Yeah, stole them all, yeah.
So your boat has got this on it.
Yep.
Sits like so. And it's got the bolt holes for it at the back here.
Just grab that piston.
Like this. Do you want me to grab that piston?
Yeah.
Gravity will catch it.
Yeah, good one.
Got it.
There we go.
So not all the blocks have the fittings for these. So that's a Crown 131 oil filter housing.
Yep.
Sits into the back. It's the only model they did it. And then they had the log headers, because of course you've had to come clear it.
Yeah.
That's why they had those funny log headers. Here's another shell.
Yep.
Shell's a little bit average. Do you want me to lift the guts off that oil pump?
There's gotta be a reason why.
They're a pain in the backside to do because these bolts are super tight. I just did one yesterday.
Do you use an impact screwdriver on them?
Yeah, impact them. Oh, I suspect it's probably not quite enough oil changes looking at the inside of that. I might wait with the oil pump until we've cleared those cam caps, eh?
Yep.
It's a little bit marginal too, eh? Oh, you got another shell here. Here's another shell. I'll just chuck it on the ground for you. See, I was a bit surprised it's at the front of the engine, because your oil comes into your first gallery. So right at the front is where it gets a fresh supply of oil. And that shell's on its way too. And out she comes. That 5.6 is worse than 7.8. Oh no, this number 7's on its way. It's on its way, well on its way. It's just a pity it's actually spun that front bearing.
Yeah.
But it was definitely had oil issues, doesn't it? Yep, crank out. Should I remind Hayden that these are a 6-bolt main and he's only undone 4?
Oh, they're on the sides. Whoops.
How long would have you tapped them for? Oh, you're a young fella, you don't tap for very long at all.
They caught me out on the last one too. I was like,
That is a severe beast, undoing those, because they are tight. And it's like they're not even there. How many bolts on the mains on these, Hayden? What's one thing that's really cool about 1UZs? 6-bolt mains. What makes 1UZ blocks really, really strong? 6-bolt mains? What's half a dozen?
oh, come on. Come on.
My abuse screw. That screwdriver takes a hiding, eh?
Yeah.
It's a great screwdriver. It's been ground. It's probably no good for actually doing any screwing now.
Are you talking about yourself or the screwdriver? I don't know.
I'm not that old, young fella. I'm pretty sure that this box is a married box because it keeps trying to close. Range a little bit average. But the bores look good, so we're good there.
Yep.
Between the two of them, we'll build an engine.
Yeah. Build one. Buy 2, get 1.
Yeah. It's a really good deal. It's the 1 for 2 deal.
Yeah, the 1 for 2.
Buy 2, get 1.
Instead of the old 2 for 1, it's 1 for 2. Yeah.
So we needed but I've got spare cranks anyway.
We'll go
I've got two spare cranks left over.
The other cranks
Hopefully.
in the container.
Yeah.
We'll go have a look at it.
Yeah, you can still see the hone marks in these bores instead of the rust marks. Yeah. Oh, did you give it a try? Give it a hone, that one?
That's with the parallel hone.
Yeah.
So that's
Look at
actually
that.
taking meat off.
And there's still big rust.
And there's still big bloody...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, I got an anchor. I get an anchor and you get a good block. Hopefully between the two of these engines, you can build a good one. Oh, I haven't taken the dowels out of the top. The water galleries are a bit yucky in a few spots, but most of it's actually pretty good. Cool. We might as well give this one a proper clean, eh?
Yeah, may as well.
I think we'll get both the cranks and we'll get them checked over properly.
Yeah.
Get them to a machinist. We'll get them checked and work out a plan.
Yeah.
I'm not sure why I'm cleaning your block here. This is meant to be your lessons. Oh, I actually quite enjoy cleaning all this crap off the blocks though. You actually get to see a result pretty quick. Hayden was just talking about future computers. And we wired his one to allow swapping from the G1 link to a G4 link with, because I've got all the injector inputs. No, I've got all the injector triggers going all the way back to the ECU. But he wants to go coil on plug too, so he's probably best to sell the setup he's got and buy a new one, and we'll build a new loom. Just add it to the list. Though he needs to learn how to wire anyway, so we'll teach him how to wire. But there's actually a new link coming out. I believe it's still going to be G4. So they had a G4, right, and they were awesome, and they sold awesome. So they upgraded it with a new processor in it and new software in it. So if you've got something that takes as a new processor and as new software, it's actually a new computer. But because G4 was so popular, they called it a G4 Plus. So G4, that G4 thing, but it's really a G5, isn't it?
You would have thought so, yeah.
It's a G5. So but they called it a G4 Plus. Well, they've just done it again. It's got a new processor and it's got new software. Well, it's a new computer. But they're going to call this, and I think they're going to call it a G4X. Well, they definitely call it an X, but I'm pretty sure they're going to keep it as G4X. Yeah, so it's going to be a G4X. You're going to be able to do things like on your conditions, you can just go if and or.
Yeah.
So if this is on, or this is on, and this is on, and that is on, or that is on, hopefully. Well, that's what I've been told. Like with Motec. That's what you do with Motec.
Yeah.
So it's going to be cool. Faster, more logging, lots of other cool stuff happening. So about we get this together, they will be out, and you'll have to wire one of those. Hayden's is the lightweight because he isn't. You've got to give you the light one, eh?
Yeah.
And you've got a seat back now.
Oh, nice, awesome.
Mike did an awesome job of welding that up. Yep.
Yeah.
Not to dent it. Sunday drive. Oh, but it's Saturday. Yeah. How's the air conditioning going? This little hole here gets them every time. See, I'm standing in the hole. Yeah. There's the bank. no finesse. Back you go, give another go, let one flock have a go. Oh, he's got it now. That's the spot. He's in the hole. He's in the hole. Oh, got it. That's better. That's better, yeah. I thought he was going to push it up. Just put it on his back and carry it. He's a weapon, eh?
Fuck yeah! Holy! I was just going for a ride at that point, eh?